ones and twos, threes and fours, fives and sevens. So we'll do all die chord variations today. So you can kind of refer back to this video when you want to practice a little bit. Okay, so let's start out doing ones and twos. Victor, keep track of who's in the waiting room because we have a few more people that should be coming in. Okay, one, 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 two, two, two. Yeah, I need to see the fingers above changing on the offbeat so I can see whether you're hitting. I can go faster or slower. One, 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 two, 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 one, one, one. Three, excellent. Okay, let's do threes and fours. Three, 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 four, three, four, three, three, four, four, three, four, three. Now, here's what's going to happen. If I go up the C minor scale, then the threes and fours are, because you have the contextual relationships of, they're going to sound different than out of context, out of key, right? So sometimes you have to disassociate what the three and four actually is, okay? All right, so sometimes I'll change keys. When I change keys, then, whoa, what happened, right? Okay, now, one more tool that I'm gonna give you, okay, about die chords, all right? We have to have the ability to associate with them as vividly as possible. Right now, when I do these, right, three, 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 there's a little bit of an information overload. So you're going, it's a little going a little too fast. So your brain says, I can't process, I don't understand what's happening. So there's a little bit of a cognitive dissonance that's happening, okay? Now, if you go to a colorblind person and say, what color is this? Right, and point to red, they're not going to have any idea because they've never experienced red in real life, right? If you tell a person who's never shot a free throw on a basketball, can you imagine throwing the perfect free throw? And they say, what's a basketball? Then they're not going to be able to imagine throwing the perfect free throw, right? If you go to somebody who's never seen snow and say, hey, can you do a 360 on a snowboard? What? I don't even know what snow is. All right, so that's where our brain is right now. Okay, I bet most of you have not experienced die chords in this way. Okay, you've experienced major third, minor third, having intervals in that category of naming. But right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, your brain does not know red from blue right now. Okay, so the more clearer and vivid a picture you can have, comparing a 1 and a 2, 3 and a 4, 5 and a 7, and so on. Can you feel the compression of a 1 versus an expansion of a 2? They're both 7 cycles per second dissonant intervals. Okay, here are modal intervals of a major third, 4 cycles per second. But within that 4 cycles per second, 3 minor third compressing it in versus major third expanding out. There's a difference in color and feeling in your hands. Right? So there's a physical feeling that's different between a 3 and 4. There's a visual picture as you're working on your pictograms that can be as vivid as possible. Sid, do I have your permission to show your pictogram?
Yeah, for sure.
I can't hear you. Was it a yes or no?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
All right. So I found, I was really enjoying everybody's pictograms, but I found Sid's to be particularly fantastic. Let me just find it. Where is it? There we go. I'm going to share the screen. Here's Sid's pictogram. First of all, it's really artistic and really beautiful. And I found the vibration of 1s and 2s really helpful. It's a little more intense color, I guess green versus purple, yeah. But then what I found 5s and 7s, the sort of straight, more objective lines of 2 cycles per second, that was really fantastic. But then I guess that's supposed to represent the devil, 6, devil's tritone. So I found this to be really a vivid picture for Sid of how he pictures the intervals. right? So the more specific you can get, the better. Yeah, so that you have a really, really clear picture in your mind's eye about the intervals of the dichords. You have a really specific physical feeling associated with the 1 versus a 2 versus a 3 versus a 4, right? And then if you can picture the keyboard and be able to track. So another exercise we're going to do, we're going to track just 1s and 2s on your mind's keyboard. Right? Picture a piano keyboard, your favorite keyboard. Picture the real one in a practice room, 1 and 2 away, 1 in Herrick, whatever. Just pick a piano. Okay, we'll start from middle C. Up a 1, up a 1, up a 1. What note is that? Say it out loud. I can't hear if you mute it. From middle C, up a 1, up a 1, up a 1. E flat. From that E flat, up a 2, up a 1, up a 2. From E flat. Wait, what did I say? Up a 1, up a 2, up a 2? Or did I say up a 2, up a 1, up a 2? I forget what I said. Let's reset. From E flat, up a 2, up a 1, up a 2. A flat or G sharp. Okay. All right. From that A flat, let's just do 2s. We're going to track 2s. Up a 2, up a 2, up a 2. Up a 2, up a 2, up a 2 is a D. Okay. From that D, down a 2, down a 1, down a 2. Down a 2, down a 1, down a 2.
Okay.
A. From that A, up a 1, down a 1, down a 2. From that A, up a 1, down a 1, down a 2.
G.
G, excellent. Okay, 3s and 4s. We're going to track 3s and 4s. From that G, up a 3, up a 4. Up a 3, up a 4. D. What triad is that? Minor. Okay, all right. Major is what 2 intervals?
Major.
4 and 3.
Well, major third and a minor third, right? So which are 4 and a 3. Okay, now we could do, I used to ask myself, why do I have to learn these numbers, dichords? I know my intervals. I can just say my major third, minor third. Okay, now just say major third, minor third, minor third, major third, minor third, minor third, major third, major third. We just spelled our major, minor, diminished triad, augmented triads, right? So major, minor third, major third, minor third. Okay, minor chords, minor third, major third. Diminished, minor third, minor third. Okay, augmented, major third, major third. All right, so you have to spit out major third, minor third. It just takes time, as opposed to major third, 4-3, minor third, 3-4, diminished, 3-3, augmented, 4-4. So your real-time recognition, that split-second difference between spelling a major third, minor third versus 4-3, it's much faster. Okay, so let's do the tracking. 3-4, 4-3, augmented 4-4. Okay. 3-3 diminished. Yeah. Okay. So do this. If you try to do too many things at once, sometimes the pathway is ideal for you in different ways. Some people need to identify what is the chord first. Okay, that sounds like a minor chord. Now I'm going to figure out 3-4. Okay, that's because that 3-4 idea is not programmed well in your mind yet. Okay, if you have the tracking 3-4, 3-4 equals minor third. That comes quicker. All right, so it depends on where your programming is. So right now, if you're not used to the dichords right now, it might take you, be better. What quality is that? Minor chord. Okay, minor chord is 3 plus 3 and 3, then 4 on top. Okay, that's a major chord, 4-3. Augmented 4, 4. Yeah? Okay. Now, there are a couple things I would like you to do. When we do these exercises, okay, in the beginning process, I'm going to lead you through the video uploads, right? So I want to thank everybody for doing the star uploads on time. That's fantastic. But as we do them through the semester, if I just spend every class on the star, then I can't give you all the tools that are available for us, right? So as I introduce them, I get the sense that you know what you're doing on them. Then I expect you to keep moving to the next number on the star or the dandelion, right? Then, so a particular week may not have a video upload for the star, but my expectation is you're continuing to progress on that, okay? All right. Let's do a star together. Hang on, I'm going to make the screen a little smaller so I can see your lovely faces as well as the star. Can you see both? Right? Is the exercise too small for you to see? Can you see it okay, the star? Yeah, okay. All right. So let's do 20. We're going to record for the video upload 22 and 23, but in class we're going to do 20 together, 20 and 21 together. All right, so remember, we're going to pre-scan before we perform, so we identify the potholes, okay? So in your mind's eye, you're doing like a 10-second visual, like scanning of the piece. I'm kind of going through in my head. Ooh, that's going to probably throw me if I'm not careful. Ooh, that's 2 bars of syncopation there. All right, what the hell is happening over there? I'm definitely going to circle that. I don't understand what that is. Okay, and then, ooh, that's tricky there. So in my mind, I identify like 3 or 4 potholes. Okay, as we perform, you're going to stay in flow. If you make a mistake and fall down, you're going to get back on, just as if you're playing with a band or orchestra or choir. Okay, so you might go something like this. I'm out and I'm back in. Okay, so that you know when you fall down, you're not losing flow. You're keeping track of where the rest of the band is. Okay, but then when you come back in, you know exactly when you join back on with the band. Right. So later when you look back, yep, I was out, measure 3rd line, first bar to the 3rd bar, and then I came back in on the 4th bar. Right. So that's how you're keeping track of your progress and keeping track of what's happening. And you're practicing talking to the band, talking to the choir, talking to the orchestra as a conductor, as a leader. Okay, WWH. Where? 3rd line, 1st bar. What happened? I missed a syncopation, right? How do I fix that? All right, I gotta make sure my syncopation is not going faster or slower, whatever, right? So you're practicing talking as a leader of a group, the WWH. Identify what happened, where it happened, and how to fix it, right? So that practicing of WWH to yourself, you're practicing talking as a leader of a musical group. Okay, all right, let's do 20 together. Left foot, right foot on the bottom 2 lines. Top line is clapping. 2, ready, and 1, 2. Okay, so I made a mistake. The last 2, 4, 6, 7, 6th bar, 6th line, 4th beat, 4th bar. right? The left foot, right foot coordination made me kind of miss. Whenever there's a longer beat pattern, like a dotted quarter or a half note, I have to kind of think something so in my head, so I'm not sort of coming in early, all right? How many of you are able to identify correctly the pothole that you missed? Okay, how many of you identified a pothole? You were fine in those potholes, but then there were potholes that you didn't identify. Okay, so in the beginning process, when you're higher than 3 error rate zone, then you're gonna have a lot more potholes. Okay, so if you find that you're making like 6, 7, 8 errors, then it's too hard. So you have to make some element easier. You have to either go slower. You have to either not pay attention to the feet, right? Focus just on the rhythm on top. Okay, all right. In the video uploads, I saw a lot of people generating their own pulse. I would suggest that use a metronome so you don't have to think about the pulse, right? Because what I heard was whenever somebody was generating their own pulse, meaning the time, right? Somebody would like snap, right? You could actually hear the time being affected. So because whenever something became difficult, your flow slowed down or something happened to the pulse where it was no longer with the band, right? So I would just turn on the metronome so that it keeps you honest, right? Many pianists, I have seen this happen. They're doing this. 1, 2, bum, 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 bum. So whenever it gets hard, they slow down. So they're in their heads, they're keeping really great track of time, but actually they speed up and slow down depending on how difficult the passage is. Okay. All right. So when you do these video uploads, I would record the second time, not the first time, right? Do it once, pre-scan, perform, identify the potholes, go back and have a conversation with yourself about the WWH, okay? And then you've made the adjustments, record on, perform the second time. If you make a mistake, you make a mistake, okay? That whole process should take you 2 minutes. Questions on the star? Okay, all right. So now let's go to a exercise. Okay, one of the video uploads is going to be here. Let me share the screen again. Okay, one of the video uploads is going to be instructions for the triad root position identification. I found this website, which I found really valuable in terms of just practicing, okay? So you set your questions at 20. Okay, we're gonna check root position. Now, what's great is through the semester, we're gonna do triads, basic sevenths, triads and basic sevenths, triads and all sevenths, plus the inversions, all right? So my goal is that we start to have a facility, a fluency where you can hear all these chord types, okay, in its different inversions, and you are naming them in real time, okay? All right, so today for our assignment, we're gonna work on triads in root position, major, minor, diminished, augmented. And as we've done the tracking before, think about it as not just major third, minor third, but 4-3, 3-4, 3-3, 4-4, okay? All right, so I'll just demonstrate and do this a few times because the assignment is when you get 80% or 16 out of 20 or higher, you take a screenshot and upload that screenshot, okay? All right, so expect the first time you're not going to be able to do it 16 out of 20. Maybe you can, okay? All right, all right. So you can hear, and I would encourage you to, in the beginning, maybe just hear the chord, okay? You got to hear again, or you can break it down. All right, minor. Minor. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, and then at the end of it, it'll give you feedback of, wow, I'm very strong in majors. I'm not as strong in minor. Okay, my augmented is stronger than my diminished, right? So that you get a picture of what your state is. And we're all going to be quite strong in major because we just used to hearing major chords a lot more. Okay, augmented, we're much weaker, diminished, and so on, right? So do this a few times. When you get 16 out of 20, screenshot, boom, you're done. Okay, all right. Any questions? This particular one. Okay, great. I'm moving through fast because I want to maximize the time we're doing dichords. Now, what's great about this particular exercise? Now, is there a way to practice becoming more efficient with these? Yes. So when I asked you to identify and track 3/4, 4/3 on the keyboard, okay, you're going to improve your ability to hear the major, minor, diminished, augmented chords if you've done the tracking, and strengthen your ability to track dichords in your mind's eye. Okay, so starting from middle C, up a 3, up a 4. Is it? You don't have to have the mutes out, but say it out loud so I can see your mouth. Up a 3, up a 4 is a
G.
I gotta see somebody's mouth form the right G. Okay, from G, up a 4, up a 4. Track it in your mind's ear, mind's eye. Up a 4, up a 4.
D sharp.
D sharp, augmented, excellent. From that D sharp or E flat, up a 3, up a 3. A, diminished. From that A, down a 4, down a 4. It's an augmented chord, down to D flat. Okay, from that D flat or C sharp, up a 3, up a 3. It's a diminished and G. Yeah, so you're tracking the 3s and 4s in your mind's eye on your keyboard, and then getting used to hearing that that interval quality. Okay. Now, what's going to happen is, if you do this exercise after doing that tracking, you're gonna get better. You're gonna be able to better hear the minor versus the major, diminished versus the augmented. Okay. All right. Let's go back to dichords one more time. Okay, I'm gonna do 1s and 2s. Remember, this video, I'm gonna send you a link where you can keep practicing dichords. I'll do 1s and 2s, 3s and 4s, 5s and 7s. Here we go, 1s and 2s. I need to see the numbers on the offbeat, and 1 or 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Excellent. 3s and 4s. 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 3, 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 4. Yeah? 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. 2. So that's called anticipation. I threw in a 2 randomly when I said I was going to tell you I'm going to play 3s, 4. I lied to you. I'm sorry. However, life is going to lie to you. You're going to be thrown intervals at random. Okay. Eventually, our buckets will not hold just 1s and 2s and 3s, 4s, but all 11. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to mix up 1s and 2s and 3s and 4s. Here we go. 1, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 1, 2. Sorry, I screwed up. Here we go. One more time. 3, 3, 2, 1, 2. Now, as I'm playing them, when I change gears, my body itself goes, and I tense up. Try to see if you can stay in flow rather than on the tensing up on the offbeats. Stay in flow. Don't tense up. Make your ears open. Okay, think about tension as closing your ear and closing off your ability to be able to freely hear. Okay, ease the tension, gauge what tension level you are, 1 through 10, and find a way to stay in flow, stay free, calm, without panicking when a different pattern emerges. Okay, don't do a hesitation, don't do anticipation, stop the chatter in your head. Here we go. 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 5, 5, 7, 5, 7, 6. Excellent. 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. 6. That's correct, Jamie. Yeah. All right. Now, here's the thing. You know the answer, but somewhere on your shoulder, somebody's saying, "Are you sure that's a 6?" That's exactly what happened to Jamie right now. He went like, and then you pulled back and said, I'm not sure that's a 6 anymore. You heard a 6, okay? Your brain is perceiving the information. Now, the clear, more vivid a picture you have, right, the better your ability is going to be in identifying red versus blue. Okay, a blind person, a colorblind person has no idea what a red or blue is. Okay, if you've never went skiing and you've never seen snow, you're not going to be able to tell the difference between a skier and a snowboarder. Okay, so right now you're programming your mind's eye to see the vivid 7 cycles per second of a dissonant interval versus a 4 cycles per second modal interval. Okay, you're feeling physically the compression quality of a 5, a 3, a 1 versus an expansive quality of a 2, a 7, a 4, right? So as the more clearer picture you have physically in your mind's eye, being able to track the intervals, that's going to all speed up your process to be able to hear these dichord intervals in real time. And that skill will help you identify the major minor triads in real time. If you can have 3, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4 picture really clear, then you're going to have no trouble hearing the chords in real time. Okay, the triads I can really do fast. 4, 3, 3, 4, 3, 3, 4, 4. I know what structure it is, how it feels, what it sounds like. If you ask me to do that with a dominant 7, major 7, minor 7, I'm not as fast. I have to kind of work at it. Okay. Hence my ability to hear the 7th chord less faster than the triads. And same will be for you. If you can build the triads really easily, okay? So another thing that I'm gonna put in the folder, in the handout folder today, here, let me see if I can go to the right tab. No, wrong tab. I'm gonna come back to that one. Nope, I have to go find it. Hang on, sorry. So in today's handout folder, I have a couple graphs for you. Okay, So what I did is I found this online. Somebody filled out a quality of the basic core system, right? One, capital one, Roman numeral is one major. Two is a not capitalized, that's minor. So 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 6 is minor. 1, 4, 5 is major, and 7 is diminished, right? We all know that, right? Yes? Okay. So this handy dandy chart has all the keys, right? All the scale degrees and what quality of the chords they are, right? So just having that and just actually writing that out is actually helpful in visualizing that in your mind, knowing exactly what scale degree will be major or minor or diminished. Okay. I also have a mode chart where Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, Locrian. For a long time, people tell me all these modes, but then I was like, I can't remember what's what, right? So this is a handy dandy chart. If you're a jazz improviser or a producer, that if somebody says, all right, I'm going to be an F Lydian, so that you know what that means, okay? So you can refer to that chart. There's a visualization of the Roman numeral and numbers built on that, right? Okay, the better you can picture this in your head and know what the intervals mean, right? So if we take a 3, okay, E, sorry about that, they're doing construction next door. If you have E, G, B, right, knowing that's a 3 and a 4, right, already gives you a better idea of how that chord is built. 3, 4, right? So let's name them going up the scale. 4, 3, 3, 4, 3, 4, 4, 3, 4, 3, 3, 4, 3, 3, 4, 3. Make sense? Okay. They are really hammering away. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go to this video. We're not gonna see the whole thing, but I find the ideas presented in this to be really, really helpful. James Clear is one of these speakers who talks about, I think if I mute myself, we'll be able to watch the video in silence, so hopefully we can, okay? All right. Can you let me know if you can still hear the video when I'm muted?
Look at the percent each day. For an
All right, so you're gonna have to deal with the hammering, okay?
You would end up 37 times better at the end of the year. And if you were to get 1% worse, you would
So that number you just said, 37% better if you get better 1% every day. Look at this curve. Okay. All right.
yourself almost all the way down to 0. What's interesting here is that everybody wants a transformation, right? Everybody wants a radical improvement, want rapid success, but we fail to realize that small habits and little choices are transforming us every day already. For the rest of this talk, there are 4 stages of habit formation. I'm going to take you through each of those 4. So the 4 stages are noticing, wanting, doing, and liking. Noticing, wanting, doing, and liking. One of my favorite things about noticing, one of my favorite strategies for discussing it, it's called implementation intentions. Many people think that they lack motivation when what they really lack is clarity.
Yeah, so when I think about practicing, right, or whatever New Year's resolution, there comes a point where I kind of stop or fail to follow through on what I want to be able to do, right? And I used to think that was actually, I didn't actually want it that much. There was a lack of motivation. But actually, what he's saying is, it's not about motivation. It's about setting up a way to see what you're doing. Okay, that clarity of data is actually more important. All right.
They think that they need to get more motivated, that they need willpower in order to execute on a habit. If I just felt like writing, if I just felt like meditating, if I felt like working out, then I would do it. But in fact, they don't have a plan for it. So they wake up each day thinking, I wonder if I'll feel motivated to write today. I wonder if I'll feel motivated to work out today. But instead, you can take the decision making out of it by explicitly stating when, where, and how you want to implement the habit. It sounds easy to say, let's just start a plan. Let's, write down exactly what you should do, and then maybe you'll follow through on it. But of course, we all know that there are challenges that arise. It's not quite that easy. So here's a little strategy that I like to use to make sure you can come up with a better plan of action. And it's called a failure pre-mortem. So the way that it works is you think about the habit, the project, the goal, whatever the most important thing is that you want to work on. And I want you to imagine, fast forward 6 months from now, and you failed. and then tell the story of why you failed. What happened? What challenges did you encounter? What was it that took you off course? Once you have all that stuff laid out on the table in front of you, you can start to make better choices about how to develop a plan. You can start to have if-then plans. So not only do I want to exercise for 20 minutes on Monday at 5 p.m., but also if I do not exercise because I have to take my kid to practice or whatever, then Tuesday morning at 7 a.m.
So that idea of having a backup plan when failures happen is quite important, because what is going to happen is we're not going to be able to carry through every day. We're not going to be able to follow through. There are going to be events that prevent us from being able to do what we want to do every day, right? But if you don't have a backup plan, an if-then plan, a way to stand back up when you make a mistake, that's when the mistakes become a negative event, right? So accept that, and remember, we're going to welcome making mistakes. We're going to welcome falling down, and we're going to welcome falling down, knowing that it's going to happen, right? But it's okay, because we have the ability to get right back up, learn from the mistake. I learned more about myself because of that mistake, that falling down. If we have a way to put if-then action and plan, okay? So when I miss a solfege note, when I miss a star rhythm, right? We have an if-then plan. I fell down in that bar, and I'm noticing the syncopation makes me fall down. So when I have a syncopation, I'm going to have a plan where I'm going to subdivide 1 and 2 and, so that I can learn how to get around that mistake, right? So we employ the if-then plan or the WWH plan, what, where, how to fix it. So you're no longer encountering this mistake as, oh, I'm a worthless person, right? No, the reaction to when you make a mistake is, okay, if then that happened, this is my plan of action to solve that mistake, to solve that failure. Okay, so if you're able to do that, then your practice sessions become fruitful and productive rather than soul-sucking and a downward cycle feeling where you don't want to do it anymore. Okay, okay, let's watch on.
Ways to adjust for these challenges. Stage 2, wanting. One of the most overlooked drivers of habits and human behavior is our physical environment. And this is an interesting insight about our desires. Your environment often influences them. We want things simply because they're an option, right? Simply because they are in front of us at the time. Thankfully, you don't have to be the victim of your environment. You can also be the architect of it.
So that phrase, you don't have to be the victim, but an architect of your environment. I want you to take that and think about how your environment is making you a victim of your environment. I used to have a setup in which, in order for me to get started on my homework, in order to get started on score study or practice, I would have to physically get over 4 or 5 obstacles, right? And in fact, getting started was the most difficult thing, right? That's being a victim of your environment. So if you can be an architect of how you set up your desk, how you set up your room, how you set up your environment, so that you're not having to walk over 5 or 6 obstacles, but it's all laid out for you. All you have to do is turn towards the score, turn towards the instrument, so that picking up that guitar, picking up that bass is very, very easy, right? So be the architect of your environment in which you control your success or your failure, right? And so think about how your desk is laid out. Think about how close your phone is, whether it's on when you're supposed to be practicing, whether your notification tab is all set to open whenever, whatever is going to interrupt you, right? Find a way to set up, be the architect that designs the workflow, the desk, whatever it is, all right? So that you are able to be at your most efficient, but most importantly, there's nothing stopping you to get started, okay? There are many more tips and really insights on this video. We're not going to watch the whole thing, because if I analyze in this fashion, it's going to take 30 minutes. But I would really ask you that you listen to the rest of the video. One of the things it talks about is having this calendar. You decide upon whatever action it is, and you put an X or check when you get it done. I think he got that from Seinfeld, where Seinfeld talks about when he was preparing for his stand-up routine, he would every day he would do a 15-minute, he would write down jokes and do that work, right? And when he did that, he would check off that calendar box, right? And then after 2, 3, 4, 5 days, you start to have a chain of successful days where you've checked off your box, right? However, life happens, things are going to happen. So there are days when you're not able to check off the box, right? But it is crucial that you don't have a negative chain, where you don't have 2 days, 3 days, 4 days in a row where you haven't practiced, where you haven't done the thing that you want to make that 1% everyday progress towards a 37% better after a year, right? So have a success chain. You can continue to link, but you're going to fall down. That's okay. But as long as you don't increase that number of days, that chain that's negative, right? So whatever it is, it could be the Dandelion, it could be Star, it could be writing a song or working on your lyrics or working on your Ableton, whatever the skill you want to improve 37% at the end of the year because you're doing 1% every day, right? That exponential curve of improvement that you want. Then utilize these tools, okay? So Atomic Habits, James Clear, I'll send you the links on the class notes today, okay? And find a way to be your best, okay? Because you are getting rid of obstacles, okay? All right. Now, my expectation is in this course, I'm going to continue to introduce you to tools, okay? And after a while, once I get the feeling, okay, I don't think they can be on their own with the stars. They don't need to do video upload of the star every class. Then I'm going to stop asking for video uploads of the stars, okay? Now, when that happens, oftentimes what happens is, well, Chris doesn't need video uploads, so I'm going to stop them, right? My intention is that these 2 minutes on the stars is continuing because I want to see you improve exponentially, 37% better at the end of the semester on all of these skills, right? And they're all kind of interwoven. So if you don't do them and you start to have a negative chain, right? You haven't done the star in 3 days. You haven't done the dichord identification in 3 days. You haven't done between Wednesday and Monday, you haven't done whatever it is that you're supposed to have that 1%, 2 minutes every day, then we are not going to see that exponential curve increase in your skill set. We're going to see sort of that kind of wave where it just kind of, it stays where you are right now. Okay. So I have a very specific set of tools that are designed to help you become 37% better if you do 2 minutes on these every day, whether there's a video upload or not. Okay. Now the thing is, I can't make you do these. It's totally up to you, right? It's entirely dependent upon, do you want to be able to identify chords in real time, hear notes in real time, hear any rhythm and be able to transcribe them? Yeah, it's possible if you do 1% every day. Okay. All right. All right. One more time, because I am recording this so that you can use it. I'm talking a little bit too much. All right, here's the 53-minute mark. Dichords, 1s and 2s. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4. Excellent. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 6. Okay, notice my pattern got harder, right? I stayed with 1s for 4, then I went to 2, then I went to 3, then I went to 4, and then I mixed up 1s and 2s, and 1s and 2s and 3s, and 1s and 2s and 4, right? And then I threw in a 6. So I'm gonna make them I'm going to enter into it a little easier. So you get, right, you were learning the 1s, there's the 2s, there's the 3s, there's the 4s. Now I'm going to ask you to identify between 1s and 2s, 3s and 4s. Now the bucket is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's a random interval, right? Okay, so the goal is that if you are doing this every day, you're making the compression, expansion, comparison between the two dichords. You're tracking them the mind's eye on your keyboard. At the end of the semester, you'll be fluently naming the intervals in real time. Okay, now let's track them horizontally. Okay, so these are vertical identification because the tones are right on top of the other. Okay, all right. Starting from middle C, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1. Okay, not bad. We're gonna hit about 60%, right? Sometimes going down is harder than going up. Okay, all right, let's do them again. Horizontal tracking, starting from middle C. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Notice how it's really compressing as opposed to it's more expansive. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 1, 1, 4, 4, 4, 1, 4, 4, 4, 4. Okay, so that you've practiced tracking both vertically and horizontally. Make sense, right? So if you can, all the sight singing dictations that you've been doing, right? Okay, there's the ability to sing them, right? That's important. But also, you weren't really tracking them in real time. But now if you can track them vertically and horizontally in real time, you can pretty much do any sight singing. Okay, now there's a difference between being able to, okay, sing do, do, okay, that's a movable do system where if you're given the key signature, sing do, bam, where you're seeing the home tonic of whatever key it is. Okay, the downfall is that if key changes, then you should go do, 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 do. So the do keeps changing, right? But again, the fixed do, where the do is constant, then if you're only seeing keys, then you start, there's a do, but then you have to, that's not do, but re, right? So a little bit of difference between a fixed do and a movable do. Now, let's do one more exercise. We're singing and practicing hearing the intervals physically, but as well as connecting them to a vocal cord so we're able to produce the tones, okay? So here's an F. You can sing down here if your voice is down there, okay? All right, now I want you to think up a one. Don't vocalize it, think up a one and hear it in your mind's ear. And when you think you do, raise your hand, and I'll play it once I hear a majority of people raise their hands. From that, up a one. Up a one. Up a one. And then I'll play it, match it, sing out loud. Back one, down a one. Yeah, down a one. Up a one. Okay. All right, let's do twos. Up a two. Down a two, back to one. Down a two. Let's do threes. Hear it? Back to down a three. Fours. Now what's amazing is all of these have a compression expansion feel that now you can feel in your vocal cords as well as your hands. So one going up is compressing versus 1, 2 going up, right? One is compressing, one is going up. Compressing, expanding. Okay, all right. So practice that, hear it, pick any note, and then do that 1, 2, 3, 4 cycling up to 7, right? So you feel really comfortable compressing, expanding on any note, and then be able to hear it and then sing it. Don't just automatically go to singing it, okay? And then that'll improve your 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, and so on. Okay, all right. So the real-time recognition of intervals, both vertically and horizontally, is going to improve if you're able to hear it in your mind's ear, visualize it in your mind's eye, and then feel the compression in your hands and your vocal cords. All right, so you have three ways to zone in on that interval. Okay, all right. So in the handout folder, and at the end of every class, I'll give you a summary and the links to the everything. Okay, everybody was able to find the 351A folder? Great. So today we have this handout folder. I'll have each day of the handouts, those things in the handout folder. Okay. I'll also put in the syllabus the notes and links that we saw today. Okay. Please do listen. I found this James Clear article to be a summary of what his video is. So it's really, really helpful. So I would ask you to review that. Here's the calendar, right? Never miss twice calendar. Okay. And then the chord identification quiz, right? So for we'll have a couple upload folders. Okay, so everybody please finish the pictogram uploads. Here's the chord ID upload and star number 22 to 27. That'll be due, those three things will be due on Wednesday. Okay, so that's what, like 3-4 minutes, chord ID, pictogram, maybe 5 minutes, and then star 2 minutes. Okay, all right. Okay, I will also send a link to this Zoom recording so you can access it and practice the chord IDs. Okay, all right. And we accomplished everything I wanted to. I know I went fast today, but I wanted to make sure that we had ample time for die chord hearing. Okay, so I'll send you off with one last die chords. 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 7, 5, 7. That would be a 6, 5, no, 6, 7. That would be an 8. Okay. All right. Okay. That's it for today. Thank you, everybody.